What's up, Lincoln High School? All right, here we go. This is the Lasso 3 assignment. So for this assignment, we're going to go ahead and basically create a mashup of these two photos here. We call that a photo composite. What we're going to do is we're going to get Max here, and we're going to cut him out, and we're going to get him surfing on this surfboard here. So to do that, I need to go ahead and download both of these images. So let me go ahead and put them in here. Actually, put them in a new folder so I can find them. Maybe, there we go. 3. All right, so save the surfer, and remember you do need to click on download image, otherwise it will not work. You get a little tiny image and you'll ask me what's wrong. So make sure you download the image by clicking on download image down here, all right? All right, so I got those two downloaded, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up Photoshop here. And I'm going to go ahead and go up to File, Open, and I'm going to open up the photo of Max first. So here he is, Max in the wheelbarrow. Go ahead and hit Open. That brings us into the photo here of Max. And I'm going to go ahead and go over here and unlock the backgrounds so that I can edit it. And then I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So remember, Alt key and scroll up, or you can hit Control plus, or you could use the magnifying glass down here, however you like to do it. But for this one, we're going to go ahead and use the magnetic lasso tool and go ahead and make our selection here around Max the best we can. Now, as I go, I can always click to add a point if I need to, and if I get way off track, right, I can always hit the backspace key to go back and delete those anchor points and fix up my cutout. So we're just going to do, I'm going to do a real quick job here. Cutting out Max. All right, and remember when I get back to my start point, it turns into a circle. So I know that I've completed my loop. Click it, gives me the dancing ants, which makes me know that I got the selection here. Now again, this was really quick. This was not the best selection. But here's what we can do. We can go in here and modify this selection. So if I, still in the polygon lasso here, so let's say right here in between his legs, right? I missed that. I didn't get that cut out. So I'm going to go ahead and press Alt, zoom in a little bit more. And if you notice, when I press down that Alt key, my little cursor changed to a minus sign. If I hit the Shift key, it changes to a plus sign. So in here, we want to take away from our selection here because we don't want this part of the wheelbarrow. So I hold down the Alt key, and now I can make a new selection inside of Max's legs here. And when I get done, it took that out of my other selection. I can also go in here. It looks like I missed a little bit around his paw here, so I'm actually going to switch over to the regular lasso tool and hold down the Alt key, and then I can just kind of freehand draw around his leg here, his foot here rather. All right, delete that. We don't want that. We don't want this over here. All right, oh, there's some of his leg over here, right? We got too much leg rather. Looks like we missed this part of the leg altogether. So remember, Alt key was negative, Shift key is positive. So we can also use the Shift key. And I think I'm actually going to switch back to the magnetic lasso for this one. And hold down the Shift key. See how well I can do. That's pretty good. All right, close that up. There we go, added that to it. All right. Now remember, I don't want to delete Max. Instead, I want to delete everything else other than Max. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to Select and select Inverse. And I'm also going to put a feather on here. So we'll go Modify, Feather, and we'll give it about I don't know, 5 pixels. Hit OK, and hit the delete key. There we go, we got Max, and he's feathered a little bit. Now I still have this selection going on, so I need to go ahead and delete that selection. So I'm going to go up to select and go down to deselect or hit Control D. All right, so now we got Max here by himself, all cut out. He's ready to go. All right, so now we need to get him on the surfboard. So we're going to go ahead and go File, Place Embedded, and pull up the surfboard picture here. So we'll go ahead and place that. I'm going to zoom back out, and I'll go ahead and blow this picture up so that it fits our frame. All right, once I got it where I want it, I'll go ahead and hit the Enter key. Now then, of course, we want Max on top here, so I'll go ahead and drag him up. So Max is up here on top. And we can shrink him down. So he's about ready to go on that surfboard. But here's the deal. We got a surfer there in our way on the surfboard. So we're going to learn a new tool now. It's called the clone stamp tool, and we'll use that tool to get rid of the surfer. So I'm going to zoom in here so we can see our surfer. And I'm going to go over here on the right to the clone stamp tool. So it's about halfway down. Looks like a little rubber stamp. So I'm going to select the clone stamp tool, and what this does is it brings up a little brush here, and make sure the brush is fairly small. Yeah, maybe a little bit bigger. All right, that's a pretty good size. So the way this works is when you hold down the Alt key, it gives me this little target. So this little target tells the computer where I want to copy from, and then when I let go of the Alt key, that's where I'm copying to. Now here's the issue. I just looked and I realized I'm on Max's layer, so layer 0 is Max. In fact, I might even go over here and click on the name and rename it so I know that's Max. All right, so I want to make sure I'm on the big wave layer. So now that I got that selected, now I can go over here, hold down the Alt key, make my selection, and it looks like it's not going to let me copy because it says it's not rasterized. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, rasterize it. All right, so Alt key. So we click, and then as you can see, there's a little crosshair there. The crosshair is telling you where you're copying from, and then the circle is where we're copying to. All right, so I can go ahead and use this tool to eliminate our surfer here. So go ahead and get rid of him. Right, and as you can see, I keep hitting the Alt key and picking a new spot to copy from, and then going around and copying over the top of him. Right, and that's copying the pattern from wherever that crosshair is, wherever I told it to select. All right, so I'm making a real quick selection, getting rid of him. Now we need to get rid of his feet here on the surfboard somehow, so we'll go ahead and click there. It's a little bit more difficult, but we'll get rid of, there we go. All right, and we might even just, kind of tough part here, bring in some more water to cover that up. Pretty good. All right, that should be good enough to put Max on there. So again, to get back to moving Max around, we need to go ahead and use the Move tool. Click on Max's layer, and then we'll click and move Max down onto the surfboard. And again, we can rotate him, we can resize him. Remember, if you don't see the transformation controls here, you need to go up and click right here where it says Show Transformation Controls. So if you're not seeing that box around him, click right there. All right, so we'll get Max on there so it looks like he's surfing. Looks pretty good. All right, now last thing we're going to do, we'll put some text on there. So we'll go ahead and use the text tool. I don't know, what would Max be saying? Maybe surfs up. All right, we'll go ahead and highlight that text. Click up here on the size adjustment. Make it bigger. Maybe pick a color off the surfboard here. Get that nice blue color. Looks pretty good. All right, let's see, what else do we want to do this? How about we double click on our surfs up and add some layer styles. All right, maybe a little bevel and a little drop shadow. All right, and remember, we can always go in and adjust those settings. Ooh, that's a weird angle there. Let's go that direction. There we go. Alright, surf's up. Alright, interesting text. I don't know. We could go in here, choose a different font too. Alright, and move that around to where we like it. Alright, easy as that. Then when you're ready, go ahead and file, save as, and remember to change it to a JPEG and turn it in, right? Alright, that's it. So good luck, have fun.